Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. It was funny too, because I thought yesterday um was the last episode of Days until the break started. But then one of my subscribers named Shakira DM me on Instagram and was like, no, it's tomorrow. So I had to sit there and watch this really crappy version on YouTube. Um Now, I could have just waited until 8 o'clock and, watch it on the Peacock Network, but because I gotta wake up at, well, extremely early tomorrow, I was like, you know what, just suck it up, and just watch that version. So, this episode, Nicole, what the hell were you thinking? So she bumps into Allie. She's sitting there talking about Ray's case and everything like that. And Ava's names get brung up. And then Nicole kind of alludes to the fact that, Ava may be responsible for, framing Ray. But she's like, you can't sit there and tell anyone. You can't even sit there and tell Trip. And I was like, yeah, I don't like lying to him. And I'm sitting there looking at this like, Nicole, what the hell were you thinking? So you're going to sit there and put her in the middle of this now? Are you serious? First of all, from what I understand, Rafe is like a step, it's like a father figure to Allie. So of course she's gonna sit there and have some sort of way, feel some sort of way about Ava. On top of that, Ava's dangerous. So, there is that. Also, now you put her in a position where she gotta sit there and lie to Trip because you're just an idiot. There's no other way to sit there and put it. Um, But Nicole's like, I got to sit there and look for proof. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I can't sit there and just go over there because, and, she also told about the whole affair. Let's just be honest. It happened more than once, them kissing and everything. Um, but she's like, Ava doesn't trust me. She'll see me coming. And Allie's like, pretty much like, yeah, but will she see me coming? I can sit there and spy and try to see, see what's going on. And of course she's going to want to sit there and help because it's Rafe. Um, Now Nicole's like, no, you can't do that. I was like, Nicole, you shouldn't have said anything in the first place. So yeah, that happens. Now Ray comes to sit there and see Lonnie, and after this whole thing, this whole miscommunication, this misunderstanding about, she assuming Ray's there for Chanel and Johnny's movie and everything like that. After they spent like 15 minutes and they're getting past that, you know, Ray tells her the truth about, him being a father and stuff like that, or him, having the possibility of being um, her father. And with that being said, Lonnie was like, yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go, like, yesterday. Because, she already heard about, Ray. Now, Ray was like, I'm a different person. I'm not on stuff anymore or anything like that. I've changed this, that, and the third. And I look at, here's the thing. There's a few things in this world that is just unforgivable. It's irredeemable. And while that person may not be doing those things anymore, which is good for them, it doesn't, like, you're just never going to be redeemable, as far as I'm concerned. One is the P word. I'm not going to sit there and say it, but we can all sit there and kind of guess what it is. Um, Assault. That's just something, what Ray did. And yeah, you could sit there and say, oh, who's the stuff, that made him do it. You know what? It doesn't matter. It really does not matter. Um, Now, I don't know if anyone's ever watched a show called Like Love, but there's a guy named Todd Manning. Now, Todd did something that is unforgivable. No matter how much of a good character he is and how much he's changed and yada yada yada, he still was unredeemable. Um, he also played a character named Franco. Now, Franco set up a guy named Michael to get SA while he was in jail. Now, granted, the storyline, came out and was like, oh, he had a brain tumor, so that's the reason why he did what he did. And also, at the time, Franco didn't tell that guy to do that. They just told, he just told him to sit there and pick on him and bother him and stuff like that. But the point is, he still pointed him in that direction. So he was never going to be redeemed, ever. Um, Also, on a list of things that's just irredeemable, um, being intimate with someone in your family. That is just irredeemable no matter what. And the reason why I sit there and say is because, DC. So, DC Soap Sanctuary did this top storylines or whatever. And one of them, I think, was from a show called either Guiding Light or As the World Turns. I can't remember which one. But pretty much, long story short, they had two cousins that were way more friendly than they ever should be. And, he was not there telling me, well, he was not there telling in his video that, eventually people just kind of accepted it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? On what planet was that ever acceptable? So the reason why I'm not there saying that is because, again, there's just certain things in this world that's just unforgivable. Um, and so with that being said, Lonnie wants nothing to do with him. Now, Paulina goes to find, to go get Chanel to sit there and get her out of town. And at first, she's like, she can't do it because, well, serving Johnny the papers. And also, the fact that she's still contracted to do the movie. But long story short, and this is after Paulina finds out that Chanel told Ray that, they're sisters. But of course, didn't bother sit there and tell her that. But with that being said, she's like, you need to pack, you need to leave. And Allie, Chanel meets up with Allie and tells her that, she's leaving Salem for a little bit with the whole Johnny thing. And at first, Allie's like, you sure it's not because, we slept together? With that being said, the fact that they were having this open conversation that anyone could have sat there and heard, Johnny Diablo was standing right behind them, just overhearing the whole thing. And at first, I was like, trip, isn't it? Trip, isn't it? That I mean, that would be great, and that would be a cliffhanger. This is still cliffhanger material. material. So I'm with it. But yeah, Paulina rushes to the house. This is after Lonnie's like, "Yo, you need to leave, because if you don't leave, I'm gonna go get my gun." And then it's gonna be an entirely different conversation. Now Paulina runs in there, and Paulina's like, you need to leave. You need to get out of here. Go, get, leave, whatever. And Ray's like, listen, I'll leave for now, but at the end of the day, like, we're still connected. Like, she still have my daughter. And he leaves, and Lonnie, hugged Paulina. But I'm sitting there thinking, okay, after that whole hug thing, you're going to be upset with her, right? Because she, once again, lied to your face. And for no reason. See, and this is something I just thought about right now. Some of the lies that Paulina has told while she was in Salem made little to no sense. Okay, her whole Price Town thing was absolutely stupid. I'm trying not to sit there and use the R word because I know some people are kind of offended by that, but it was just absolutely stupid. Um, and I get in the beginning she was going to do that because she didn't really know those people, so when she betrayed them, it's like, all right, whatever, it's just business. But once she got to know those people and everything like that, she still lied to the bitter end. Okay, to the bitter end. And it made no sense because she was going to get found out anyway. And they sat there and forgave her. And she lies again. Now, granted, this time, this wasn't just a lie that she told. This is a lie that a lot of people told, like Olivia and Tamron. They all did it. Of course, Paulina gets all the smoke for it, but this was a lie that I felt like she had to tell because of this, situation that she was in. Um, now, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe in the beginning, maybe in the beginning, when she was a little girl, when she got older enough to sit there and protect herself and everything like that, maybe she should have came forward. But I understood the lie. This time, she knew that he was in town, and you didn't bother to sit there and tell him. You didn't sit there and say, "By the way, that's Ray. He's a bad guy. Please stay away from him." You didn't bother to sit there and tell Chanel, "Oh, by the way, that guy you was talking to, that's Ray. That's that real SOB. Stay away from him. We leaving." Nope. So you lied again, and this time, this was another one of those no reason why she lied. But I'm pretty sure for the sake of story and plot and everything else, we're just gonna sit there and forgive her anyway because why not? Now, Trick comes to see Ava to let her know about, them being married and everything like that, that he wants to sit there and propose to her. And, you know, Ava's happy. Trick wants to make sure because, last time they talked, she was sitting there still thinking that Allie and Chanel was still doing stuff. Um, but Ava's like, listen, that was just about me. It wasn't about you. And long story short, she winds up giving Trip her ring, a ring that her grandmother wore. Trip was like, yeah, I'm gonna do. I'm just kind of, short on money, kind of short on funds right now. It's kind of, pick something out, but within my budget. And at first, Trip was kind of apprehensive, like, maybe you want to use it or whatever. But he accepted it and he was happy and she was happy. She didn't really allude too much about the rape situation. She also talked to Jake, which, not gonna lie, their conversation didn't really go anywhere. Um, they talked about Rafe for a little bit and Gabby and leaving and everything like that, but that was pretty much about it. Now, Gabby was overhearing fake Jake. Now, Gabby was like, he threw me under the bus. He didn't really throw you under the bus. He just didn't fight for your position. As far as the deal was concerned, when Maggie was like, yeah, Victor's not too keen on Gabby running Titan. Is that going to be a deal breaker? And fake Jake was like, no. So he just didn't fight for her. Well, the fake version anyway. Um, and he was just saying, "Oh, don't worry about it. I can handle her." Blah 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 blah. So Gabby leaves. John Diablo calls. They meet up, and Gabby's fuming. She's like, "I can't believe he did this. He turned his back on me. Yada yada yada. I'm gonna sit there and just tell him off." And Johnny was like, "Don't do that. Since he stabbed you in the back, stab him in the back. You have the element of surprise. You have me on your side. Let's sit there and play him. And we could sit there and take this whole town. We could just, take this town for what it's worth." And Gabby agrees. And later on, Gabby runs into Jake. And Jake was like, I was everywhere. I was this place. I was that place. I was third place. And, Gabby was like, that's it? Those are the only places you're at? Like all day? Oh, okay. All right, cool. So you're still lying to me. It's fine. And, she decides to go along with John Diablo's plan of just, stabbing him back. Now, I wonder, are they actually going to get back together? Or. Because a lot of times with these couples, like they break up or whatever, they generally see other people. Um, when this whole thing goes down, And Gabby realized that she betrayed him, and it wasn't really Jake. It was the devil, whatever. What's going to be the fallout? I guess I just kind of look at it because I look at it the same way with the whole Allie and Trip situation. Like once Trip finds out that Allie did what she did, it's not like there's another woman unless there's just going to be they're going to throw in a new character. Um, for him to sit there and date somebody else. I don't know. I guess they'll just be apart for a while. I did love how Nicole was there telling Allie that they weren't having an affair behind her back, and this was kind of a one-time thing. And like, and those are the times that they were kissing and making out. I guess those were just one-time things as well, right? Like, come on, seriously, an affair behind her back. Y'all been literally sitting there screwing that chick over for a hot minute, and this is after Ava agreed to step back, agreed to sit there and move out, and Rafe continued to be the scumbag that I've come to know and love. But all in all, I would definitely sit there and say it was a good episode. A good cliffhanger. Could have been a better cliffhanger, but it also could have been a worse cliffhanger. So as far as that's concerned, actually did a pretty good job. So all in all, a good episode. And let me just double check my notes. Yeah, I think I pretty much kind of covered everything. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you all for watching. Be safe, and I guess I'll see everyone for this portion of my reviews at pretty much the end of the month. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.